Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you know that the Dallas Cowboys are entering a critical phase in their offseason. The focus isn't just on draft picks or signing new free agents. It's about fixing the glaring issues that have haunted them in recent seasons, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And let's be honest, the numbers don't lie. When you look at the statistics from 2024, the Dallas Cowboys' defense was, to put it bluntly, pretty bad. In fact, they finished near the bottom of the league, ranking 28th overall in team defense. That's not where a team with Super Bowl aspirations wants to be, especially when your division rivals are making moves to tighten up their defenses and build more balanced squads. And it gets even worse when we talk about their run defense. Last season, Dallas struggled mightily against the run, ending up 30th in the league in that category. That's a huge red flag because in today's NFL, controlling the line of scrimmage and stopping the run is fundamental to winning games. You want to be able to dictate the pace, keep opposing offenses honest, and force quarterbacks into uncomfortable situations. But the Cowboys, for much of last season, couldn't do that. Opposing teams simply ran over them, and that led to longer drives, more points allowed, and ultimately more losses than they're used to. So what's the plan? Well, according to experts like Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report, the Cowboys are well aware that fixing this run defense has to be a top priority this offseason. But here's the catch, nothing can really happen on that front until Dallas sorts out one of their most critical contractual puzzles: Micah Parsons. Now, if you've been following the Cowboys closely, you know Parsons isn't just any player. He's an absolute game-changer on defense, an NFL All-Pro edge rusher who's been dominant since his arrival. The problem is, his contract situation is still up in the air, and that's holding up the team's ability to make other moves. You see, Parsons is on the verge of potentially becoming the highest-paid defensive player in NFL history. His talent, explosiveness, and ability to change games make him a once-in-a-generation talent. But securing a deal that reflects his value is complicated. The Cowboys have to strike a balance between respecting his outstanding production and managing their salary cap, which is always a challenge in the NFL. Until Parsons' contract situation is resolved, Dallas can't really focus on aggressively upgrading their defense, especially on the interior and linebacker positions. And that's where things get interesting. Once that hurdle is crossed, Knox suggests that the Cowboys might look to add a veteran linebacker who can make an immediate impact against the run. Someone like C.J. Mosley, a 5-time NFL All-Pro and proven veteran, could be an ideal fit. Now, why Mosley? Well, for starters, the guy has been one of the most consistent and dominant inside linebackers in the league for over a decade. He's been a tackling machine, a leader on the field, and someone who can plug the gaps that Dallas desperately needs to shore up. Although he'll be 33 when the season begins, Mosley isn't just looking for a paycheck. He's still hungry to contribute and compete at the highest level. Let's consider his recent history. Mosley, who played most recently for the New York Jets, has seen his career hit some bumps, especially with injuries and team changes. He missed large chunks of the last season due to toe and neck injuries, and he's been through a lot of ups and downs. But the talent remains. When healthy, Mosley is a game wrecker. I mean, he's been a Pro Bowler multiple times, earned All-Pro honors, and was a first-round pick out of Alabama, where he was a dominant force. His college career alone was legendary, winning the Butkus Award as the nation's top linebacker in 2013, and then going on to be a top 20 pick in the 2014 NFL Draft. His journey in the league is quite remarkable. Initially, he made an immediate impact with the Baltimore Ravens, earning All-Pro honors in his rookie season and the following years. Later, he signed a lucrative 5-year, $85 million contract with the Jets, which solidified his status as one of the top linebackers in the league. But, as with many players, injuries and team dynamics took their toll. He missed most of the 2019 season with a herniated disc in his neck, and the pandemic-affected 2020 season saw him sidelined entirely. Still, Mosley bounced back from those setbacks, posting 3 consecutive seasons with at least 150 tackles from 2021 to 2023, showing he's still got plenty of gas in the tank. Now, the question is, how does he fit into Dallas's plans? Well, with the ongoing situation involving rookie or young linebackers like DeMarvion Overshown, who suffered a severe knee injury last season and might not even be ready to play until at least Thanksgiving, or possibly not at all in 2025, adding a veteran like Mosley becomes even more critical. The Cowboys need stability, leadership, and experience at that linebacker position, especially against the run, which has been a glaring weakness for them. And let's not forget, Mosley isn't just a depth guy. He's capable of stepping into a starting role right away, providing that veteran presence that can help stabilize the entire defense. The Cowboys have already made some moves to bolster their inside linebackers, like acquiring Kenneth Murray Jr. and signing Jack Sanborn to a 1-year deal. But those moves are more stopgap solutions. They don't quite address the core issue of experience and proven production at that position. Bringing in Mosley could be the missing piece that helps turn around that run defense, making the Cowboys more formidable against power running teams and better equipped to compete deep into the playoffs. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move isn't just about fixing a weakness. It's about setting a tone for the entire defense. When you add a player of Mosley's caliber, it sends a message that Dallas is serious about contending. It's about creating a culture of accountability and high-level performance. And of course, it's also about giving players like Micah Parsons room to breathe and focus on rushing the passer, knowing that the middle of the defense is solid. Of course, there's always the question of age and durability, but if history has shown us anything about Mosley, it's that when healthy, he's still a top-tier linebacker. Plus, at this stage of his career, he's motivated to chase another deep playoff run and maybe even a Super Bowl. The Cowboys, with their talented roster and a strong supporting cast, could benefit immensely from his leadership and skills. Now, folks, imagine this, adding Mosley alongside Leighton Vander Esch, Damon Clark, and the younger guys in the linebacker core. That kind of depth and experience could be exactly what Dallas needs to take that next step. It's a move that makes sense, especially if they want to improve their run defense, which last season was a disaster, allowing an average of over 4.5 yards per carry. That's unacceptable for a team with playoff ambitions. And beyond just the on-field impact, think about the locker room and leadership. Mosley is known for his professionalism, work ethic, and ability to mentor younger players. That kind of influence can be invaluable, especially in a team that's trying to build a championship culture. Plus, his experience in high-pressure situations, playoff games, and even Super Bowls with the Ravens adds a layer of mental toughness that every team covets. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Will the Cowboys actually make a move for Mosley? Well, it's all about timing and fit. With the salary cap and contract negotiations still ongoing with Parsons, Dallas might wait until they have that situation resolved. But if they see Mosley as a real upgrade for their run defense and a leader for their linebacker core, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a push. It's one of those low-risk, potentially high-reward moves that could pay dividends in the second half of the season. And remember, this isn't just about signing a name. It's about addressing a critical weakness and making a statement that the Cowboys are serious about contending. They're aware that last season's defensive struggles nearly cost them dearly, and they're looking for solutions, whether through the draft, free agency, or trades, to turn things around. And adding a veteran like Mosley, with his track record and leadership qualities, fits perfectly into that puzzle. In the grand scheme of things, this offseason could define the Cowboys' trajectory for years to come. If they get it right, fix the run defense, and bolster that linebacker group, they could be looking at a team that's ready to challenge for their first Super Bowl since the 1990s. But if they don't act decisively, those vulnerabilities could be exploited by rivals, and the division could stay tilted in their opponent's favor. Before I wrap up, I want to emphasize that this situation is still evolving. The Cowboys are doing their homework, exploring options, and waiting for the right moment to strike. The NFL offseason is unpredictable and moves happen fast. But one thing is for sure, if Dallas manages to bring in a player like Mosley, it could be a game changer, especially for their run defense and overall team composition. It's about building a team that's not just talented on paper, but also tough, disciplined, and ready for the grind of the postseason. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the idea of bringing Mosley to Dallas? Do you believe it's the missing piece? Or are there other players you'd like to see the Cowboys pursue? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Remember, this is a community of passionate fans, and your voice helps shape the conversation. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and let's keep the Cowboys Nation strong and informed. Thanks for watching.